Welcome to Color Folk Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. I'm your host, Lance, and I got a couple friends with me. Got Chris.
Hi.
Jordan's back.
What's up? I'm back.
And Malcolm.
Hello.
With the sporting the gold mic today.
Yeah.
Because he's golden. That's how life is going for
But
you.
I gave you the new one.
Right. Hey, this was nice. I like this.
All right.
I appreciate it. So, a lot of stuff to...
Sorry, we just locked eyes for a second.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if we're laughing about the same thing, but we might be.
Let's get right into it.
I think I'm laughing about the same thing now too.
All right, let's talk about our main topic, Attack on Titan, Season 4, Part 3.
Is it
Where are we
It's
now?
part 2.
It's
Part
Okay,
two,
Part
yeah.
2. I'm just anticipating.
The final season.
That takes
Read
3
the
final
years.
season part
Yeah,
2.
right.
We get a part per year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the
3
crazy
years.
thing is, the next day they was like, "This is when part 3." Like it's done. Just
Yeah,
show
right.
it. Like,
Right.
if you already got it release date the next day,
But like I said, they probably don't.
yeah,
They
probably
probably have not even finished it.
just put it
No.
out.
That's why
They're
the
probably still trying to figure
advertisement
out
we
what they're
got
finna
for
do
part
with the
3
end.
was just them little niggas standing in the footstep.
Yeah. Right. I mean, they're probably still trying to figure out what they're going to do at the ending.
Like
You
if
think
they're
so?
gonna
You think
change
they're
it or
gonna
not.
change
I think they're going to change it.
I don't think they should though.
I think they will.
They might, but I don't think they should.
I think if anything, they will
They'll get a bit
like put kind of like a little bit more of a bow on it. Cause like it kind of left me with like Inception vibes where you're like, oh, did he or did he not? Like kind of a thing. Like I feel like they might get more concrete whether they actually like change it a lot.
yeah.
They'll have more of like a hard answer to like the final question.
I think if they change it, they'll probably make it like a happy ending.
Yeah, see, I don't need that.
I don't either.
I don't think anybody wants that. Well, that's not true. The friendship of juicy people
Besides
want that.
besides a producer that doesn't
Aaron's
that's
gonna-
only thinking about his
Aaron's
bottom
gonna
line.
change to a black man at the end and say, "See, I am black
All along.
all along."
How do we feel about this season compared to
LD in power.
the other 2 seasons? The other season.
The
Lord
other
have
part,
mercy. The other part of the final
Yes,
season?
It
the
was
other
great.
part of the. I am here with it.
Bro, it was great.
What do we think?
That okay, and obviously
Let's
all
go for it.
spoilers.
All spoilers.
That port scene, that port battle for like whatever, how many 2-3 episodes that was great.
Yeah.
That was so
Talking about
great.
for the boat.
Yeah,
for
when
the
they were trying to,
flying
yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Part 1 was season 2 and part 2 is season 3.
Yeah, that's kind of true because the first part was like setting up
Yeah.
where they're
it
at
was
now.
A ton of
Yeah,
setup.
But the
that's true.
beginning
It
of part
was
1 was
look,
like
there are
It was
other
good,
people
yeah.
that exist in the world.
Yeah,
There are
it-
other aliens that exist
Right.
in the world, and this is all the shit that's happening to them
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
And you go, what? And
I
so
don't
then
care.
you have to like build all of it up so that you start like
Yeah, that's
actually
true.
and they
get
interrupt the speech.
caring.
yeah.
The speech.
See, and it's funny because
So hard.
yeah, they did chomped his ass. It was funny because I went back to like at the beginning of
Gabby,
the
2-0.
first part of the season. Yeah, I was like,
2-0.
I was like, screw Gabby again.
Gabby
And
almost
then-
saved the world.
She did. Well, and then obviously towards again with the port battle, I was like, all right, Gabby, I'll give you your
Gabby
props.
forever.
Yeah,
Hashtag no scope.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right, yeah, that's true. That's true.
No scope.
Bro, she
No
is
scope
lethal with it, bro.
whatsoever.
She's Legolas.
Right.
Legolas. I'm telling you, bro. She's killing it. So like that in the port when she shoots Flock before he blows up the boat.
Yeah.
Like I was like, all right, Gabby.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
All right.
She
And
She
then-
is, if she is like, that's the thing where with Gabby, where it was like, when she's down, she's fucking down. Like
Yeah,
she will
she is.
risk her life for the cause.
Yeah.
I think that's part of why it was so interesting. She was radicalized the other way.
Yeah.
So to
Yeah.
see her
She-
character
yeah,
kinda break
and I-
down
you-
and then, you know.
I like
When
Gabby.
you've talked about this before in previous episodes, is she's like the foil to Aaron because she's pretty much the same.
Essentially the hero.
Yeah,
when
because
Aaron's the villain.
exactly, she is, and I still don't really like Gabby that much, but I appreciate her.
The only bad thing she did was shoot
shoot
Sasha.
Sasha. But
Yeah,
then
that's
she
true.
Lovable
but then
character.
Messed up.
she ends up like inheriting her will.
Yeah, that's true. Which which
will of
was
fire.
dope.
The,
Yeah.
the will of D. What you
Yeah,
talking
the
about?
will of D. Gabby D. Broiner, or Brown or whatever her last name is.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she
Listen, One Piece fans.
yeah.
My
Unstoppable.
ass. I don't even fucking care.
Unstoppable. She's gonna be the Pirate King.
Right.
That's funny.
Long live Gabby.
Long live Gabby. But no, I felt like I went back and rewatched the first part of the final season and then the second part of the final season, and like I'm glad I did.
That sense is so wrong.
What?
The first part of the final season.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
the
just like
first 10
trapped in the
episodes and
closet
the second
right
10
now.
episodes.
It's like
yeah,
R.
right.
Kelly, right? This really is.
R.
But
Kelly
Trigger.
told a full story for a song.
It's true. It's true.
Fuck that.
Epic.
Yeah, right.
He wrote. They had Carmen the Hip Hopera, and then Trapped in the Closet was like the Iliad.
Yeah,
like
yes.
hip hop Iliad.
Very much so. Very much so.
Iliad. No, come on now.
Only
That's
on
a
this.
good
Only
ass
on this
book.
podcast,
It is.
which is great.
But no, I mean, and let's just say that like the metal opening for the second part of that season was very
Yeah,
appropriate.
it was really
Yep.
good.
It was great.
losing
First of all, that might be one of the best intro. First of all,
Yeah.
best.
Fitting, most fitting.
Yeah.
maybe.
most
Yeah,
fitting.
fitting.
As I was
Because
like,
Fire Force's intros.
It's fire.
really good, really good.
Oh,
I ain't gonna hold
yeah.
you. I ain't gonna hold you. But that I just didn't see them going there because like I think I might have said this in the other reviews. I wasn't a huge fan of the openings. But like they had that little head.
The earlier
banging
ones?
opening.
Really?
I wasn't like
I don't think
didn't
that had a
they
bad
sucked,
opening
But like
yet.
I wasn't like
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
yeah, I wasn't like jamming with it though.
What?
This is different. Like I'm
Really?
like head banging in my kitchen.
Bro,
like,
every
this
single
is a
one of those
little
intros is
different.
on my anime playlist. Like,
It's fine. I wasn't like jamming to it, but this one was
Someone
amazing.
doesn't like classical music.
I don't like roll around to it. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not like listening to Bach in the car.
Bach was a nigga. That's
He
disrespectful.
really was.
Bach is alright.
Lance is
But
racist.
I mean,
oh man, so that's all I thought. Do we what stood out this season? I guess some moments that stood out. You pointed out the port scene, which I
yeah, the
was
port
like,
scene was dope.
I didn't like. I saw the setup, but when it happened, I was like, yo,
I like the Ymir stuff.
Yeah.
yes,
I liked the Ymir stuff. It was
Yeah.
more fleshed out in the anime
Yeah.
than it was in the manga.
Yeah, it was. Because it was like only like a handful of pages in a chapter, really. Like
But
that
they really,
whole
like-
backstory. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Because Ymir's so
obviously.
central.
Yeah, right.
But she's something that like you this is probably is a testament to why the end is so bad. Is because Ymir is kind of like there she's touched on every once in a while. They kind of have the feint that they do with the other Ymir
yeah.
where they're kind of it's like it's thrown in there, but like there's no real context. It's kind of random. And it's like, yeah, I guess it kind of ties to this moment right here, but it's not like the big brain tie-in stuff that people have been attributing to this author from the rest of the series.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate that it felt more thoughtful in the sometimes when they do animes of like with the mangas, it feels like it gives the authors a second chance sometimes
Yeah.
to tell the story better in
Yeah.
certain aspects. And I feel like this was one of those moments.
Yeah. I think one thing that the anime did better than the manga.
Besides everything. Go on.
No, but specifically like story related is the whole like when Aaron shows up in Marley
Mhm.
and then you have like going forward and then you have like
Yeah.
a flashback to like the years leading up to him
Yeah.
getting there.
yeah,
Like in the manga, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
It was so weird. And
Yeah.
like you didn't really get a lot of context. You just had this random ass time
Yeah.
skip. And then you're like, what is going on?
Right.
yeah.
And then you're like hopping around. You're like, so like I felt like in the anime it was much more fluid and it made a lot
And
more
I think
sense.
that's one of the things that's like the power of the medium,
Yeah,
right?
true.
That's like the beauty
Yeah.
of anime is that it can do that in a way that manga can't.
Yeah.
And like feels so much more intentional.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it did. I liked it a lot better the way they did it in the anime because it just made more sense.
Yeah.
You know, like it just made more sense. And then I didn't, because literally I went back and I reread that part like 4 times trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Because I was like, what? Did I miss like a chapter in here somewhere? Like a volume?
That whole
like
last is like a fever pitch when you're trying to read
it's
through it.
weird.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah.
And like it's already like when you watch the anime, you still get that like, what the fuck is going on? Because it's like this person's backstabbing that person and this is doing that. But like when you're reading the manga and you're trying to like follow along, especially if you don't have like the physical book, it's like it's so hard to follow. It's so hard to follow.
Yeah. So I do appreciate that, which obviously that was part of the first season and finished out in the second season.
Throwing fucking spaghetti at the wall, but
What?
What's that?
I said it's also because it feels like the author is throwing spaghetti at the wall about the ending, but
yeah, kind of.
You know.
Yeah. And I liked though, and because another thing that I didn't really pick up on in the manga that they highlighted in the anime was the Attack Titans' ability to see the future.
Yeah,
because they talked about that in the manga.
Talk about it in the manga,
but like I didn't get, and I don't know if that was if it was in the manga. I don't remember. But like the whole flashback,
Aaron made. Oh wait, hold on. That might
that hasn't been shown.
That hasn't been shown yet, so I won't say that because
because I'm talking. You're right. I'm talking about what was actually shown.
Right.
So like the whole scene where like they're going, like Zeke is taking him through their dad's memories.
Yeah.
And then like at the end, he's like, "No, you have to stop Aaron because he showed me what he's gonna do."
Yeah.
And he won't show me past. Right. Exactly. Yeah. And so then, which I thought was a cool moment because then you have like that final moment between Zeke and his dad where like that was what Zeke wanted all along was that moment.
Yeah.
And then you had that moment where he's like, you have to stop Aaron. And then he's like, but it's already too late. Like you can't at this point stop him.
Right.
Because he's already like 10 steps ahead of you.
If you can see me right now.
It's too late. Yeah,
right.
It's too late. Like,
if you're reading this, it's too late.
Too late. Yeah. But no, I thought that was a dope moment because like it showed it like that was hugely humbling for Zeke because at that point, literally everything but Levi had gone according to plan for him.
Yeah.
Like, and then Levi was literally his only wrinkle. But then at that point, when he thought he had Aaron like dead to rights. Exactly.
With the chains.
Exactly. He was like, I got your ass. Got your ass.
Mirror was like, I'm finna gaslight this bitch.
He's like, watch this nigga come running. Watch him. They was laughing like, look at this nigga, he tripping in the sand. Like,
first of all, the future toxicity in Aaron.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
The amount of emotional manipulation in a small amount of time. Like it wasn't that long, and all of a sudden he in the ear like, yeah, don't you see? You should.
But like, hey, pretty girl, let me tell you something real quick. These niggas been doing you wrong. Ain't you tired of building Titans?
That's Dirty Mackie.
Yeah, he was.
That's Dirty Mackie. That's what he was doing.
Let you go out. You a strong, independent woman. You do what the fuck you wanna do.
You don't need no royal king. Come on now.
You need permission.
You a queen.
You need permission from that square ass nigga. No, you don't need shit. You don't need shit but me.
Looking like Joe Biden up in here. Whispering in children's ears.
Tears, bro. Like I think that's that scene because when they do that scene, it's like what? Like it's also what is going on? How do we?
Yeah,
what's happening?
Yeah, that's true.
And then you see it play out, and then it leads into the announcement of
anybody that still is like Aaron is like this hero type of thing. Yeah. After those moments, it's like you're not watching the show. Yeah,
Aaron is the guy that he's using his gifts for bad.
Aaron is not the hero. About he's descent into like
madness.
Yeah.
This man is the Joker.
He turned into the Green Ranger.
This is his villain.
He broke.
Story.
He broke.
Right, the whole Attack on Titan is one big villain origin story.
Right.
Pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I like that too because
like this is
they've insinuated
genocide are made.
Yeah, right. Well, because they've been insinuating that in the show with like the flashbacks, especially with Mikasa's flashbacks to like Aaron as a kid.
Yeah.
Like when they had
already
the scene,
being a murderer.
Yeah, right. Well, exactly. Because then and then they had the scene in Zeke and their dad's memories where like Grisha's talking to him like, why did you kill him? Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like. And Aaron was like, nah, it was kill or be killed, my guy. Like, you know. And he had zero remorse. And he's like, man, you like 6 years old, bro. Chill out with the murdering. Like, what's up? So, but no, like, you see that in Mikasa's memories, and she's like, did I mess up? Like, did I set him down this path?
I apprecited that.
Because he been gaslighting Mikasa her whole life.
Yeah.
Right?
He has been.
And he hit her with the what are we?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, what we doing right now?
Yeah, right. So what is we? Is we or isn't we? What is
Why we gotta be any more than what we is?
She said, you know, I like
Aaron
you.
is every toxic boyfriend that's
Yeah.
ever existed.
Aaron,
And he just had a GQ spread.
Yes. He is.
he did. Yeah, that's true. He did.
And he
he
said
is
he wanted like
Hendrix.
3 more kids.
Yes. He is. Yo,
Aaron is Future.
Aaron
Only
Hendrix.
Future could get away with saying he want 3 more kids.
Yes.
When he already got like 8 baby mamas.
No, and I appreciated that, even though it was a small moment, I appreciated that Mikasa moment, because we don't have. She didn't think a lot. Now we don't get a lot of moments of her like thinking.
She's hands.
And so,
Yeah,
like,
right.
She's all hands and Aaron.
right.
Hands and scarves.
She's one of she's one of the most uninteresting female characters.
Without a doubt.
That's true. Yeah.
Without a
She
doubt.
really is.
She's so uninteresting.
Especially compared to all the other female
and
characters.
then they had a
Yeah.
moment. They could have made her interesting.
Yeah.
And then they didn't.
No.
Yep.
Then they didn't.
They would have to extend the story.
Well, I think the
background.
author did her dirty by making her an Ackerman. Like,
Yes, that was, like,
it's a plus and a
useless.
minus because
For her.
Yeah, because I feel like the Ackermans, you have this like moment where you're like, damn, these niggas are for real. But like, there's no plot development as to why they are like that, other
they
than
keep
Aaron being
saying-
like, "Oh, you guys were designed to protect the kings." Like
And it's
that's
like-
it.
Which is also
Nigga,
false.
Right.
Which was also him gaslighting her.
Right.
Yeah,
And I'm
he was
like,
like, you know that they real, right?
but like, I mean, but the thing is like, obviously
like,
you
I
got
don't
Levi,
love
but
you.
like
You know
Levi
what?
is
You
way
know
You
what?
know,
more.
a black woman was created to protect the black king. That's why you here, baby girl.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I was dying. I was
Aaron's
like,
Hotel.
wait, I don't love. And Armin's like, bitch, the fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah,
could you stop?
Nah, I got beef with Armin.
What?
Well, not him. Just how his story developed also into like nothing.
He's
Yeah,
Gohan.
He's gone.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
gone. You was next up. We thought you
Yeah,
was the
that's true.
guy. We were.
You were Irwin 2.0.
Tyra Banks.
And it
We were
wasn't,
all rooting
because
for you.
it was one of those things where it's like, no, they still need Hanji. Like, it's like,
Yes.
Yeah, right.
it was, the whole point was that we weren't gonna need Irwin no more because we had you. You were supposed to be the next nigga.
Yeah, he ain't got
And
no,
he was
no
indeed
clever.
not the
He's not
next
clever. I mean, he got
But
heart.
he
maybe
was though.
He
he was.
He had his
but they
moments,
didn't-
yeah.
he
He got
never- he just
stupid.
didn't
He was
do
clever
nothing.
and interesting, and then now he got
the final
faces being
season.
made at him.
The final season will be Armin's time to shine.
That
Hopefully,
face was the best
Yeah,
part of
kinda,
Armin's.
Let's put it.
I
Let's put it that way.
guess.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Kind of. I've read the ending and I still was like,
Yeah, but the thing is
man.
that when he at the beginning, when he turned into the Colossal Titan on that port and got super introspective, it was like, oh, Armin's they're about to flesh this dude all the way out, and nope.
Yeah.
I believe Aaron. He's not gonna kill everybody. Maybe he will.
2 seconds later, oh damn,
But
he
like,
is.
and then proceeds to kill
But,
everybody.
Right.
The entire
Armin's
series.
like, he
Everything.
gets to the point he's just like, nah, this nigga crazy now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's
Yo,
like,
I
he's
know
not gonna
I
stop.
said it.
Like,
I
he-
know I said I roll
he
with
had
it.
that moment like quick too. He
Yes.
was like,
Yeah.
no, he wouldn't do that, and they'd run upstairs. You're like, whoa, damn, he
No,
really
even
is. Like, he crazy.
one of them, I forget who had that moment too. When after the Aaron announcement, you know, from where he was at, and then he
Coming
hops
to you live from inside your head.
right, pretty much. And then he sends out the Titans, calls out the Titans, and they're killing everybody. They're not like just they're
Yeah.
indiscriminately walking over everybody.
He definitely was like, oh, about the other Eldians elsewhere. No, y'all niggas gonna die too.
Right.
I don't give a shit about y'all.
Well, I think it was, it was,
but like you thought.
yeah, right. Well, and it was Gene too that noticed that
Yes,
because you're
that's
talking
what
about
it
Gene
was,
as the other
yes.
character,
He
where he
was
was
like,
like,
"Hello."
wait a minute. He started the rumbling, but the other Titans still trying to eat us. Like,
Right.
what's up with this? Like,
Yeah.
Aaron, what's up? I think that's
Like-
when he realized because Armin was still like, but Gene was like, nah, this nigga been trying to kill us all.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
He don't care
Aaron was playing the ultimate game of chess,
with
but
himself.
he with himself. Yeah, pretty much. But
the
I think
whole
What?
Actually, okay, so there was
Yeah,
that fantastic Frankie girl or whatever. She was talking about because she was watching through and doing like her episode updates or whatever. When they did the reveal that his shit was like the going back in time shit or whatever, she was like, that's so disappointing, because one of the things that makes Aaron like really interesting is like he's like risking it all. But like when you can go back and forth in time, you know how it begins and you know how it ends.
Yeah.
You're the orchestrator of it. So you're not fighting against fate to have your goals accomplished. You are fate. And so she was like, that makes like his conviction so much less compelling. Yeah. Because he's the puppet master,
right?
Where before it felt like he was fighting against fate,
right,
to accomplish his goal. But it's like, oh no, he's been orchestrating this thing the whole time.
Yeah, because before that power reveal, it's you empathize with him because you're like, man, this dude has been through every single thing.
It's all his fault.
Yes, which is kind of. I don't know. I'm never a fan of those kinds of like.
Yeah. As soon as you started putting, that's when I knew that the ending was going to be fucked. Though when they started doing the like because it's circular. The time travel thing's always circular, unless you do the branch thing where somebody else somewhere is being miserable because you got what you wanted. It's always like it's Superman.
They should have threw a wrinkle in there. Superman. Because I don't remember. I did read the end about it. They should have threw a wrinkle in there, like with like Flashpoint type wrinkle.
Here's my thing,
like you go back and you change this thing, and it's not going to turn out
exactly how you want it.
Right.
Here's my thing, though.
That'd be interesting.
Why is Aaron the only Attack Titan that gets to mess with the future and the past?
Because all of them get to, right? That's the Attack Titan.
Well, but they don't, though. His dad has the Attack Titan, and
he shouldn't have been able to manipulate his dad.
Aaron is not a descendant of royalty at all, so he should not have the ability to do that shit.
But then he had the ability because he touched, what's the name, touched him?
No, but that
the plot armor touched him.
No, not that he isn't like he gained the ability, but his dad was fucking royalty the whole time.
Yeah.
So
right.
And none of the moments that he lived and lived with her, he was able to tap into the power of the Attack Titan. That doesn't make any sense.
But he also knew what it was.
Plot hole.
Yeah, and he also knew what Aaron was doing, which means he knew that was a thing.
Right. While he had the Attack Titan, he was aware that was a power that Attack Titan had.
But that could have been the...
And his father had both the Attack Titan and the Founding Titan at the same time. When he found out that Aaron had his powers, his dad could have easily stopped Aaron himself.
But that's what I'm saying. They could have made that the Flashpoint moment where his dad becomes his nemesis.
Right, right.
My thing is, and I literally just thought about this when we were talking about the Attack Titan and his dad, is like his dad having the Attack Titan, like the math doesn't add up. Because at what point did he inherit the Attack Titan?
He would have had to have come.
He would have had to have it when he was, roaming, or
because didn't the owl give it to him? No.
Because the owl wasn't the Attack Titan. The owl was one of the Marleyan soldiers.
Yeah, but the owl gave him like special serum or some shit.
Oh, did he?
Too. Remember,
but that's not how. But that's not how it works, though.
Because the Attack Titan was like something outside of
but that's the thing. You're supposed to eat a Titan to inherit it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, but the other thing is in the lore of the show is that if nobody inherits the Titan when the host dies, it just gets inherited by a random person at birth, like another baby, an Eldian baby somewhere. That's the lore. So like it doesn't make sense because. If the previous holder would have died of the Attack Titan, even if the owl would have had that little flask or syringe full of the spinal fluid to transfer the power, in the lore it still doesn't make sense because
unless there's something about the girls.
What do you mean? Which girls?
But they still had to consume Ymir in order to get her powers.
Oh, right, yeah.
But they ended up with different fucking powers.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense either.
No.
But that's the thing
None
is
of
like,
that, man. And then how did he know to have them eat her?
Yeah, and then the whole
That's just some sadistic shit that he thought up at the moment. I'm gonna make my kids eat their mom.
Yeah, that was whack.
That didn't.
Like,
that was whack.
Without
that didn't make no
actually
sense.
knowing that it was gonna do something.
All right, Jeffrey
Maybe
Dahmer.
she was like bit by like a fox or something. The fox turned into a titan, and he was like,
tearing
"Ooh!"
up.
And you Yasha Titan.
Oh,
Took a little chunk.
And then went to the
Titan
Naruto
fox.
universe.
Yeah. That's funny.
Them strings, man. Them strings. You
Hey,
gotta follow.
you gotta,
Bro.
you know what? This is the multiverse.
Yo,
The multiverse.
Right?
Yeah, the multiverse.
Multiverse of
They
madness.
tried.
No, so I had one more thought on that. So that's the thing is because with the other thing is it doesn't make sense for the founding Titan to not know about the Attack Titan's powers. That doesn't make sense.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense for the original Titan who has all of the ability to control all Titans to not know that one Titan has a specific ability.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
That's a loophole. Like that's plot armor. Yeah. Like that's total plot armor
Yeah.
because that doesn't make sense.
Eren getting shot in his head coming off and not dying is plot armor.
That's true.
Gabby should have saved the world in that moment, and the author hold her. Fuck you, Isayama, or whatever the fuck your name is.
At some point, we probably was gonna ask somebody to interview him on the show at a random point.
No.
That'd
Why?
be cool.
Why, nigga? Why?
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say F the author.
I am. Fuck you, nigga.
That's your responsibility now. I'm not getting in front of that.
I have to make public
No,
apologies.
I appreciate the story that you've written, but that ending was fucked, bro.
What are some things we hope happens in this next?
I'm not allowed
part?
to have. Well, I was gonna say I don't know that I'm allowed to have hope if I know how it's gonna end.
Yeah.
Right. What are some things some themes you hope or whatever concept you hope are actually actualized?
Are there any moments that you look forward to being animated?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a spoiler already.
That is, but
Right.
but yes or no? Like, are there like points where you're like, oh,
Yes,
you see
but
this?
it's the gruesome part of
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
I
okay with
hope that all the people that root for Eren get to see how terrible this shit is about to be.
Yeah.
Like, let it be as horrifying as it is in the manga.
Right.
The point that they're getting to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're on the shores. Show what happens.
Yeah.
Show what happens. Show what genocide looks like for all the people that be rooting for genocide for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
Show it.
Yeah.
Show it.
Do legitimately be rooting for genocide.
I
They
think
do
Yeah.
so much. I'll be like, bro, y'all are actually starting to concern me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they be like, ha ha ha, but like also for real though. And it'd be like, oh, no.
Oh,
For real?
Yeah.
No.
Because
The children need parents is what the problem is.
Yeah,
right? Like,
well, that's I feel like that's
what
Eren's
is your
thing,
mom
right?
teaching you, bro?
Right.
This season does a good job showing this is the kind of person that would do something like this. Like this, when these things happen, especially in the last episode, which was like whatever, like lengthwise, but it also shows like this, even when they went into town, I guess that wasn't a filler episode, but that's close we gonna get to a beach episode. Them kicking into the tent, like get drunk. But like
that was funny.
But I feel like, Eren has a lot of issues, has mommy issues. And
this season was when Eren turned into full school shooter. Eren.
Yes, but you see how it happens.
Yeah.
That's so I co-sign what you're saying. Like I think,
But I think that's the thing. I think I talked about this a very while, not a long time
A very
ago.
while long ago.
Right. On our TikTok. Where I'm
fortnight
like,
ago.
The problem is like an essential human problem that you think that just because, like, you think that it's not possible to empathize with terrible people.
Yeah.
And it is. People become terrible for a reason.
Yeah.
And Eren has this terrible, terrible shit happen to him. And especially when you're young and you don't know why it's happening, you start to garner like hatred for the world and shit like that or whatever. It's like Eren is a terrible person. He's a terrible villain and he's wants to commit mass genocide and all that different kind of stuff. And it still makes him a terrible person, even though you feel bad for him for how he had to grow up. Like, it's okay that murderer or whatever that's murdering sometimes hurt people. And it's like, it's okay to be like, you are a terrible person, but also like, I can feel bad for you that your life has led you to this point.
What random question? Random question. Thanos philosophy versus Aaron philosophy. How do you feel?
They're both trash.
They're both really bad.
Super
If you had to
trash.
pick one, though,
If I had to pick one,
because obviously they're both trash. But if you
I
had to
picked
pick
the one where more people survive. So Thanos.
Yeah, right. Facts.
because Aaron,
At least his isn't discriminatory. It's just
Aaron-
half everybody.
Aaron,
Half
Aaron
everybody.
is not even mistakenly coming from a place of benevolence.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Thanos is mistakenly benevolent. Like
Yeah.
he wants. This is how he thinks he's doing good by doing this.
Right.
right.
Aaron doesn't have
he
that.
doesn't have any. I feel like as far as psyche is concerned, Aaron's more reasonable in the sense of like his logic makes more sense.
Well, yeah, his logic
Right.
makes more sense.
Aaron's logic makes more sense
because to end war, you have to end.
you have to
everybody.
kill
Yeah,
your
right.
enemies.
Yeah.
I was taught we were with the Detroit Becoming Human thing or whatever. You have options or whatever at the end, and you can kind of basically decide to war.
I'm sorry.
And they were like,
People are Aaron fans hate God in
like
Israel
the
wars
idea
in the
of gods
Bible.
and stuff.
Like, why would he kill
Oh
the
yeah.
whole town?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to
the
Aaron.
Yeah.
Would do in this situation.
No, but I hate you, bro.
Sorry. You had a very eloquent point.
Did I?
I think I don't remember, but I think
it's just one of those things where it's like if the reality of like conflict is that if you're going to live in a world with people that aren't just singular you, not like even your people, but just you,
Yeah.
you have to be able to compromise and to be able to get along with your enemies. And if you feel like that's not something that you can do, like if you can't get along with your enemies, you are forced to kill everyone in order to achieve
Like with
peace.
Thurman, he's
Everyone else that's not you has to die, including
right.
people you think are on
Stalin.
your side.
Yeah, it's Stalin. That's what Stalin
Exactly.
did. If
Yeah.
he felt like you were going to betray him, you died.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's
That's the only way to guarantee you win war without having to compromise.
yeah, and that's I remember we touched on this slightly earlier. Maybe it was off mic, but I think that's why I agree with you. The logical conclusion is kill everybody
Right.
from his starting point.
His logic is not bad.
No.
Yeah,
It's solid.
Because
Logic is solid.
because if anything, I think Thanos is like because my problem with Thanos is
Thanos
you
is
wipe off
mentally
half.
fucking ill.
Yeah, because you wipe off half of the Earth. There's still maintenance. Like there's still a lot of things that have to happen in order for your quote unquote vision to see itself through, but you don't. You're just like,
I mean,
we
you
did
get
it. Everybody, half of the people.
Get rid of half of everybody. So that means you got half the farmers.
Right.
Yeah.
half the
Half
the
of
people that
leadership.
provide the food, half the
Right.
people that build the buildings.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can do anything. You can make more as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like Aaron, I don't think Aaron is trying to
Like
talk about.
Right.
I don't think he cares about building anything.
oh no, he's
at
trying.
all.
He's literally trying to destroy everything.
Yeah.
That's his whole point.
Right.
Yeah.
Is to
Which is-
destroy
Which
civilization.
again, his logic is sound.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just diabolical
just-
as
right. Yeah, no, it's Aaron Hendricks. That is the name I'm gonna call him for the whole next season because this guy is crazy. Let's talk about. Let's get to it. We're here. Let's talk about our diversity report card, rep report card. I'm gonna let y'all give y'all grades.
I'll say they did have a black guy.
Consistent.
On top
And
of
not
the
a problematic black guy.
On top of the point that they supposed to be black, so that's like a lot of black people. No,
Right.
Right.
No, they're not black people, but they had the one black guy.
And they would have had more if the Marleyans hadn't killed them.
Yeah, if the people who were
So
supposed
like
to be
true to
black
life
people.
is what you trying to tell me.
Well, if the people that's
dying.
supposed to be black people didn't kill all the black people, there would be more black people
Right.
Right.
in the anime. Why aren't they black people in the anime? Because the Eldians killed them all. This is the
Oh,
only
that's
anime
what I meant to say. The
where they-
Eldians killed them,
The
not the
Eldians killed them
Marleyans.
all.
Yeah.
So this is
The
the only
Marleyans saved everybody from the Eldians, is what
including
happened.
the black people.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no, because then Onyakapon says that
Then they
Marley
used the
conquered-
power.
yeah,
They
Marley
used the power
conquered his
to-
country,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But the initial offset
right.
was that
Yeah.
the Marleyans facilitated
Right.
the end of
So
the
he's a real black
tyrannical end of
Right.
the Eldians.
Like,
Also-
they saved us to colonize us.
Right, pretty much.
They saved us to
Rapes,
colonize
but he
us.
saves. Rapes, but he saves.
Can we say that on YouTube?
No,
No,
we
we
can't.
can't.
No. I don't know. Anyways, right. Timestamp. But no, I man. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B.
I mean, there's literally 3 people of color in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Onyeka
Well,
Pon,
and
Mikasa, and the Azumabito lady.
The part 1 was more diverse than part 2, but that's just because of setting.
Yeah,
Right.
true. Right, yeah.
Like
Well,
tell
to
a
be
story.
fair, they also did have that refugee camp in the second
yes,
season.
which I appreciated.
with all of the.
But they got lit.
I don't know what they were
Yeah,
supposed to
right.
be,
It was out here
Yeah.
partying.
but they was getting turned.
Yeah.
Which is great. And then that was like the whole like, kind of like, what's the quote? What's the quote from 300? Like, tonight we feast, tomorrow we die, or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of that kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I'd give it an A because the larger world exists.
Yeah.
And it's conscious that it's showing a particular people group.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Like it
Even though
exists
there's
as
not
it exists
right, even
in
though
reality.
all of the different ethnicities that exist in the world aren't present, they do exist.
yeah.
Right.
And because of the past season they've shown them, but because of the story and the setting, they're only able to show the
Sure.
one group. So I
Yeah.
feel like I'm okay with that because it is telling the story of a particular people.
And shout out to the scouts for not being racist. They asked the honest question. Like,
Yeah.
I've never seen a black person before.
Yeah.
How?
What does your skin look
Yeah.
like?
How?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
not a
yeah, they
racist
could've-
question.
His
If
answer
you've
was
never
pretty
seen a
good.
black
You've
person
never seen
before,
a black person before.
That's not a
it's
racist
not.
question.
Yeah, they could have.
It would be weirder for you not to be curious if you've
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
seen someone that looked different than you and asking why they look different than you because everybody's always look the same.
I feel like that would be more racist not to ask.
Right.
I don't see
you-
color.
Because you're
We
just
all the same here.
you're building your own scenario in your head.
I got physically ill.
say?
Not all scout.
No, this,
We don't see color. Red, green.
Did you get one?
I just stay still.
Yeah, I'd
till
give
other
I'd
people
give it
move.
like a solid B plus A minus for the same
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
B.
I don't have any qualms.
so we here with
Because it's like real. I mean,
Yeah.
real representation is represented. Like there are different people groups in this universe.
it. Yeah.
So
So we here rating this season part 2, 1 to 10, no 7s, just adjustable 6s. What are we rating this season?
I want to give it a 4 because of my blue balls. Y'all should have fucking finished the season.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like, we just said all these good things.
I know, right? I feel like I'm trying to be like pretend the ending didn't happen yet. You know what I mean? So like because I have the ending in my mind, I already know what I rate the series. But if
This
I
season.
did not know what was going to happen, I probably at this point would do like a high 8. A high 8, maybe even a high 8. I'll stick with that. Yeah. If I didn't know what
That's
was
actually,
coming.
yeah. That was the number I was settling on, was an 8. I liked everything in here. 10 is hard, obviously. I don't think I've given anything a 10
Besides
yet.
the super big plot holes and
Of
plot
course.
armor.
right.
Of
But
course.
we are considering this a shonen. So
Right.
Right.
it's to be expected.
Yeah.
It's usually not that egregious though.
yeah.
It's not.
Well,
that
or
egregious.
it's
It's like you haven't watched Naruto.
Only Sasuke has part armor that egregious.
Sure.
Naruto has plot armor that egregious to you.
Maybe
Kurama's
not.
plot armor.
Yeah. Kurama is his plot armor.
But it's been there since the beginning. You know that's a thing.
That's what I'm
From the
saying,
beginning.
though. Like, even
Yeah,
with
it
some of
doesn't-
the Eren shit, where you'd be like, this nigga should be dead like 6 times in the
Yeah.
series already. You already know he's not gonna die, but
Right.
it's still disappointing
He can't
that
die.
he
He's the
doesn't.
story. I'd probably give it like a 8.5 or a 9. I think my biggest qualms is just like I expressed already, just the things that, from a lore perspective, for me specifically, as not being the author, that don't make sense. But as far as like the animation was beautiful,
Yeah.
the fight scenes were incredible as we've come to expect from this show. The soundtrack just knocked it out the park. Like all the fight scenes, the dramatic classical music, the heavy metal opening, like I'm here for all of it. So yeah, I'd get like an 8.5 or a 9.
I'll give it an 8 because when he caught his head, I was so upset, so upset. Like not
That
only
shit was ass. That shit was real
not
bad.
only caught his head,
be
not even
fair.
just caught his head, but then all of a sudden his spine got 100 feet long to connect his head.
They did it with Reiner first.
Scientifically speaking, if your head was disconnected from your body, your brain still could survive.
And I would pray my spine hurry up and reconnects it.
But I mean, the thing with that is, and I'm just going to be the devil's advocate to your point right here, is that if your head is severed, your brain still can function temporarily. Obviously not for super long, but the whole thing was that in the split second that Aaron's head flew the 5-10 feet to land in Zeke's hand, like his brain could have lived that long. Yeah. To the point where Zeke's like, I got him, and then. So, I mean, scientifically, it makes sense.
Yeah, but I would JFK you and talk to you about it had to be the shooters on the grassy knoll for his head to go with that angle.
And the blood spurt pattern.
Right?
And
there's no magic bullet. There's a second shooter.
Gabby is the magic bullet.
Yeah.
Gabby is the magic bullet. But I did like the port scene.
The
port scene where they were fighting, and then just the conflict of like
with Connie with Connie, specifically Connie and Armin.
Yeah. So like that was really good. That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was probably the only time I saw Armin not cry when he got his head blown off
and he was out of it. Yeah, right.
I was like, this
jaw was hanging out. Yeah,
right. I could deal with this version.
Besides that one time when he was literally burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
Do you remember that face?
Bacon.
Yes, which was also
looking like a little blow up doll.
Yeah, we shall see. Oh man, that's everybody's ratings, right?
Yeah.
So we like this. We like this season.
We do.
It's also in our bracket. So if you got in here, we're gonna be talking about this later. I forget what it's going up against. I ain't gonna spoil it right now. I probably guess.
Well, it's already out there.
Yeah, it's already.
I already posted. It's
it.
already out there now.
AOT is against
in the first round. Is going against Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Ooh. I can't wait to talk about that.
That's a good matchup.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. So
I just finished FMAB too.
So the both of them are like fresh.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's great.
Now you got to read the manga before we get there.
I was like,
AOT or
the Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, I've read it before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, so with that perspective, have you watched both of the versions?
No, I've just watched Brotherhood. I haven't watched the first one.
I was gonna ask your opinion of which is better.
I like Brotherhood better. Well, I mean, I haven't seen the other one, but from what I've heard, I like Brotherhood better.
Yeah. I can't wait. Next week is gonna be a great conversation. Yeah. As we talk about the next round, we get to announce the winner of the wild card, the play-ins, and then we get to go in the next round. Y'all know the slogan. Stay colorful. Peace.